Kazampo, this is Tech Talk with Kezomo. For this week's segment of Tech Talk, we have a very interesting topic of discussion with Madam Kezoom, the Chief Executive Officer of Institute for Learning Solutions. A first of its kind in Bhutan, Madam Kezoom will help us understand about a new game-based training platform called ILS Gamification. So stay tuned and let's get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Kezoom. I run a management training institute called Institute for Learning Solutions. So we conduct management related training programs, and recently we had launched what we call ILS gamification program. So what is normally seen as what kids play, Minecraft, we are using that platform to be played by office goers, where they will play and we will be identifying the training gaps, and this project is built around the concept of team synergy.
So tell us, ma'am, how did you come up with this whole idea of gamification?
So ILS gamification, we understood that when people would come to the program, they would say that this is not the program that we wanted. We want another one. So when our participants started to complain about it, we identified it as our pain point. So we tried to go back and to see how can we, as a private institute, how can we help with addressing the pain point of the clients. And at the same time, we've been listening to the speeches of His Majesty the King, where our King has been stressing upon using digital platforms, that the youths are not taking advantage of the digital platforms. So combining the motivation speech from His Majesty the King combined with the pain point of our clients, we said let's conduct training programs through games. So then we stumbled upon Minecraft, and this is a work that we started 2 years ago, and only this year we're able to launch it, and very soon enough we'll be having our first cohort of participants.
So this whole training through games such as Minecraft sounds really interesting and really big as well. It's not just an app that was created. So could you please give us like a technical background of it? Who created it and how was this platform created?
So in Bhutan right now, we don't have many game developers. We do have a lot of app developers, but not really game developers. So I had to tap upon my colleagues and my friends from Malaysia. So they had helped me in putting it in proper shape, our ideas into proper shape. But down the line, what we plan to do is we plan to train our own youth. We plan to train our own IT experts on building games, not just the apps, but also building games. By doing so, we'll be able to diversify the IT market.
And how is this game-based training going to be different from the conventional trainings that we usually have here?
So in our gamified training program, it is rather more engaging than the conventional way of conducting the training programs. It engages the participants fully. It helps them to understand their own personal weakness and strength. And more so, what it will help is, it will help the human resource of the agency or the organization to identify the training gap that exists in their own department or amongst their own staff.
And what kind of algorithm are you using in this game-based platform where we can identify a person's weakness? So how does it all work? Could you please give us like a background of it?
So if I give you all of it, then there's no program. So for you to find out, you'll have to come and sit for the game yourself.
Okay. So like, is it applicable for all ages, for people of all groups? How is it going to work?
So right now, the target audience for this program for us is going to be office goers, like I've mentioned earlier. But in future, the next project number 2, for the gamification project number 2 is going to be games for the youth, because we're getting a lot of inquiries, overwhelming number of inquiries from the youth telling us that they're quite good in Minecraft, what it is about, they would like to know more. So our project number 2 is going to be towards the youth.
And also, why Minecraft of all games?
This is a new concept in Bhutan. So right now, more than what kind of platform we're using, we need to introduce to the market that there are other ways where we can conduct training programs. That one way is through gamification. So Minecraft was something that was easily accessible for a private institute like ourselves. And that was the main reason why we had gone for Minecraft. But down the line, when the gamified training programs are being accepted by the market, it becomes normalized, then we plan to go for another form of gamified programs. So these are all in our plans. Right now, what the team is working on is advocating about the gamified program. How can the gamification help the organization? How can the gamification help the individual himself or herself? So the team is more focused on this right now.
And I heard that this game has to be played in teams. So is there any other possibilities where people can play individually at wherever they are, La?
So the theme for this project is Team Synergy. So there will be 4 members in the team. And right now, although there is possibility for the team members to play this game in their respective offices, doesn't have to be all gathered together. But like I said, this is a very new concept. So everybody would rather prefer, and even through our validation, market validation, and the number of demos that we had conducted, all the participants would rather want to be together. At least for the first time, want to be together, understand the do's and don'ts, understand the virtual environment. And then down the line, we also plan to have those virtual goggles to conduct the trainings, to bring about more gamified programs into the country.
Plus, and I understand that the gamification training hasn't officially started yet, but once it starts, have you thought about the challenges you could face with introduction of this new platform to your clients, La?
Yes. So right now, because of the ongoing vaccination, many of our clients, the agreement with the clients is that we'll wait for the vaccination to be completely over, so everyone is safe, everyone's vaccinated when we meet each other. And number 2, we have seen a lot of obstacles during our demonstration, during the prototype. When we called around 5-10 people to play the games, we had seen a lot of obstacles, but those obstacles were already fixed. Because since that was just a demonstration, it was fixed as we had progressed. So we're not expecting a lot because many of the obstacles were already covered during the practice, during the demonstration. So I can only comment more on this once our first cohort begins.
Last, and when are you going to start this training program, and who all are going to be your first participants?
I don't think my clients will be okay for me to reveal it out loud, but let us wait for the vaccination to be completely over. Let us wait for everyone to get vaccinated. And once the first program starts, we'll be happy to invite you over so you can get a direct view from the clients, from the people who are playing the game, rather than somebody who made the game.
That's, I guess that would be much better, La. And when we talk about training platforms such as this, have you thought about how for some people it might be a little technically challenging, La? How easy is it going to be for our working people from these organizations who might be participating for this training program, La?
So this is a repeated question that we've been getting in many of our presentations that the team is conducting right now. So what we've done is we understand that the office goers would not be very fluent with the controls. So what we've done is we know what they're good at. We know the office goers are always typing. We know that their fingers are quite fluent with the type. So what we've done is the controls are rather just the 4 letters on the left hand side, which is AWDS. So it's just the 4 letters there. So they don't have to move around too much. If they want to go to their left hand side, they just press A. If they want to go to right hand side, D, down S, and then W to jump. So it's quite simple. Since the target audience are office goers, so we have tried to make it as convenient as possible for them.
Thus, and are you also collaborating with any other government organizations, La?
Not for now. We are making our pitches in the offices, in various government offices, and let's see. We have our fingers crossed. We're hoping for the best.
That's a general question to you, La. Why do you think it is so important for us to be technically upgraded even when it comes to trainings, La? Why do you think it is so important?
The whole world around Bhutan is changing. Everybody's upgrading. Everyone's going in a digital manner. And I don't think it's fair that Bhutan, because no one has introduced, should still not put our hands in the digital world. We just need to push ourselves and explore what we can do. The possibilities are endless. Even right now, we're just introducing the idea of gamification in the country. Once everybody understands what it is, how this can benefit them, then there are endless things that we can do. coding for kids we can do, customer service related issues we can do, recruitment of people we can do, monitoring and evaluation we can do, all through gamification. So there are a lot of things that we can do. But right now, the team is more focused on getting the idea into the market, having the market accept this concept, and then slowly there are a lot of plans that the team plans to bring in using this platform.
And does ILS have any plans on recruiting new people and training them on this?
So that's one of the immediate to-do things that we have on our list, that we need to train our own local IT experts on building games so that we diversify them and they are more skilled than just to build an app, but now they know how to build an app, plus they know how to build games also.
And where do you think Bhutan stands when it comes to technological advancement? Do you think we are there yet?
I feel that I'm not the right person to ask this question. Mainly so I'm also exploring the digital world myself. I feel along with me there are many other Bhutanese who are also exploring the digital world. More or less, in a nutshell, what I would say is we're going towards the right path guided by His Majesty the King. And you never know, through this gamification program, we might have a Bhutanese come up with a new PUBG game also, something similar to PUBG but not as violent, but something that can become as popular as PUBG. We can never know.
And when you mentioned about PUBG, I just remembered there were talks in the parliament about banning games such as PUBG because, they say that it is too violent for the people, for our children who are playing it. So how is Minecraft, this gamification training program, going to be different from this game such as PUBG?
So that's a very good question. I think the reason why our decision makers have said what they've said is mainly because of the violence that is attached to the gamification. So this all comes down to media literacy also. So if the person who's playing this PUBG is not literate enough on how to use this gamification program, so yes, this can become very violent. We have seen it in different parts of the world, how the kids would mimic what they've seen on TV or what they're playing on the games, how they would mimic that in real life. So it's coming from that perspective, I would assume. But for us, what ILS is focusing on is not on the violent part, not through mimicking that, but rather it is to educate, it is to build the efficiency, it is to make life much more easier. But there will be no violence in our program. Even for our Team Synergy program, which we have just launched, the only kind of equipments that we have on our Team Synergy is rather just bow and arrow. We don't have any kind of guns or any kind of grenade or any kind of bombs. We don't have any of it.
I guess it's a good news to know that gamification is going to be completely safe and not violent at all. So good to know about that. Now, talking about gamification, it took you 2 years to start it off. Now, from here on, how are you planning to take gamification forward? What are some of your future plans?
So, right now, the focus is to advocate as much as we can. So we'd like to thank BBS also for having us on board. This is going to help us in spreading more awareness about gamification. So from there, then we plan to train our own experts. And then we plan to build our own games. And we also plan to bring various platforms that can make the office work much easier, especially in terms of service delivery. And so many of the service deliveries which are being conducted person to person and have difficulty in communication and having the messages cut across through. So a lot of these issues can be solved with gamification. So there are a lot of plans actually. All these plans would depend on how well this program would go, how well this program is being accepted by the market. And if all goes well, then we'll be able to very soon enough launch project number 2 under ILS gamification, and then from there we're planning to bring the 3, 4, 5, but mainly it would depend on how successful this program would run.
And with this, we have almost come to the end of our program. But Ma'am Kyazong, do you have any additional remarks or anything important that you'd like to say to our listeners that I might have missed out on asking you?
The only message that I like to pass on is possibilities are endless. Don't just stop at what we would naturally assume is normal. Just color outside the lines is what I want to say. Go outside and explore. You will be surprised with what you will stumble upon. Just like how we started with the Management Training Institute, and now slowly we're putting our hands into gamification. So possibilities are endless. You just have to keep encouraging yourself to explore and explore. And if you are interested, your family, your friends are interested to try our IELTS gamification, please drop me a message on our Facebook page, Institute for Learning Solutions, our Facebook page. We will be happy to have you guys try our platform as well. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to BBS and to Kazang here for having us on board and to talk about our program. Thank you very much.
Thus, thank you so much, Ma'am Kazang, for taking out some time and being on this segment to share about this really interesting idea of gamification. We wish you all the luck with this. And to all of my listeners, thank you for tuning in. I hope that this segment was informative and very interesting for you to listen to as well. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.